Class 11th, subject physics, 8th chapter, sound. From the chapter, let us see the introduction of the chapter. We know that when a stone is dropped into water, the ripples are created on the surface of water. The water molecules oscillate up and down around the equilibrium positions, and they do not move from one point to another point along the surface of water. This disturbance created by dropping the stone travels outwards, because when the stone is dropped into water at that time on the water surface, the circles are produced, and these waves or disturbances will travel outwards from the point of disturbance. This type of wave is periodic, and it does not cause any flow of, that is transfer of material from one place to another place, but there will be transfer of or flow of energy and momentum from one point to another point. Then there are different types of waves, and not all the types of waves will require material medium for their propagation. That is, some of the waves will require material medium for their propagation, and the remaining waves will not require any material medium for their propagation. Now let us see the different types of waves. In all, there are three different types of waves, such as: first one is mechanical waves, second is electromagnetic waves, that is EM waves, and third is matter waves. So in this way, mechanical waves, electromagnetic waves, and matter waves are the three different types of waves. Let us consider first one, that is mechanical waves. Now, a wave for which material medium is necessary for its propagation is called as the mechanical wave. A wave for which material medium is necessary for its propagation is called as mechanical wave. For example, waves produced on the water surface, that is water waves. Similarly, the waves which are produced along the length of stretched string. Similarly, sound waves, etc., are the examples of mechanical waves. Now, let us consider second type, that is EM waves, that is electromagnetic waves. A wave generated due to the periodic vibrations of electric and magnetic fields, for which material medium is not necessary for its propagation, are called as the electromagnetic waves. The wave which is generated due to the periodic vibrations of electric and magnetic fields, for which material medium is not necessary for its propagation, is called as electromagnetic wave. For example, light waves are the electromagnetic waves. Now let us consider third, that is matter waves. A wave which is associated with any object when it is in motion is called as a matter wave. A wave associated with any object when it is in motion is called as matter wave. That means when any object is in motion, a wave will be associated with it, which is called as matter wave. Now, a wave in which the disturbances created at one point travels to another point continuously is called as the traveling or progressive wave. A wave in which the disturbances created at one point travels to another point continuously is called as traveling or progressive wave. On the other hand, when two or more than two progressive waves superimpose with each other, that is mix with each other, then it will give rise to a standing or stationary wave. And now let us see the common properties possessed by all the waves. Common properties of all waves. Now the very first property is amplitude of the wave, which is denoted by A. it will be defined as the largest displacement of a particle of the medium through which the wave is propagating from its rest position is called as the amplitude of the wave. The largest displacement of a particle of the medium through which the wave is propagating from its rest position is called amplitude of the wave. Its SI unit is meter. Then second property is wavelength of the wave, that is wavelength denoted by lambda. It will be defined as the distance between two successive particles of the medium which are in the same state of vibration, that is in the same phase, is called as wavelength of the wave. The distance between two successive particles of the medium which are in the same state of vibration or in the same phase is called as wavelength of the wave, and the SI unit of the wavelength is meter again. Then third property is period of the wave or periodic time of the wave denoted by T. It will be defined as the time taken by the particle of the medium to complete one vibration or revolution is called as period of the wave. The time taken by the particle of the medium to complete one revolution or vibration is called as period of the wave. It will be measured in terms of second. Then fourth property is dual periodicity. Dual periodicity or double periodicity, and it will be explained as if at any location the wave motion repeats itself at equal intervals of time, then we can say that the wave is periodic in time. That means if the same form of the wave is repeated again and again after equal interval of time, then we can say that that wave is periodic in time. Similarly, if at any given instant the form of wave repeats at equal distances, then we can say that the wave is periodic in space. That is, if same state of vibration or same shape of vibration of that wave is repeated after equal distances again and again, then the wave is said to be periodic in space. And thus the wave motion is doubly periodic, that is periodic in space and periodic in time. Now let us consider next property, that is fifth property is frequency of the wave. Frequency denoted by N or sometimes F, and it will be defined as the number of vibrations performed by a particle during each second is called as frequency of the wave. The number of vibrations or oscillations performed by the particle during each second, that is in 1 second, is called as frequency of the wave. It is measured in terms of hertz denoted by Hz, and the frequency is the reciprocal of period, that is N is equal to 1 by T. N is equal to 1 by T or F equal to 1 by T. Then sixth property is velocity of the wave. Velocity of the wave denoted by phi. It will be defined as the distance covered by a wave per unit time. The distance covered by a wave per unit time is called as the velocity of the wave. Now we know that during one period, that is capital T, a wave covers a distance equal to its wavelength. So in one period, that is capital T, the distance covered by the wave is equal to its wavelength, and therefore we can say that the magnitude of its velocity, that is magnitude of velocity of that wave, phi will be equal to distance upon time. But distance is equal to wavelength and time is equal to period, therefore it is wavelength upon period, that will be equal to lambda by T. So it will be written as lambda into 1 by T. Lambda into 1 by T, but 1 by T is N, and therefore we can write phi equal to N lambda. V equal to n lambda, that is velocity equal to frequency into wavelength. Velocity equal to frequency into wavelength. The most important relation in case of wave motion is velocity equal to frequency into wavelength. And now let us consider next property, that is phase and phase difference. Phase and phase difference. Now what is the phase? So the state of vibration or oscillation of a particle is called as its phase. The state of vibration or oscillation of a particle is called as its phase, and to describe the phase at a place we need to know displacement of the wave, then direction of velocity of the wave and oscillation number of the wave. So these are some of the properties of the waves, and now let us see the properties which are possessed by any medium. The property possessed by the medium for transfer or propagation of the mechanical waves. So the properties possessed by the mechanical waves for their propagation. So while propagating through any medium, which properties must be possessed by that medium, that is given in this point. In all, there are three properties which must be possessed by the medium for the propagation of the mechanical waves, and these properties are: first one, the medium should be continuous and elastic so that the medium regains original state after removal of deforming force. The medium should be continuous and elastic so that it will regain original state after the removal of the deforming force. Then second property possessed by the medium is the medium should be possessing inertia. The medium should possess inertia. The medium must be capable of storing energy and of transferring it in the form of waves. Then third property is the frictional resistance of the medium must be negligible so that oscillations will not be damped. So the frictional resistance offered by the medium should be negligible so that the amplitude of oscillations of that wave will not decrease, will not minimize. If the amplitude of the wave decreases, then it is called as damped oscillations. So these are the some of the properties possessed by the medium for the propagation of the mechanical waves. And now let us see the next point, that is characteristics of progressive waves. Characteristics of progressive waves. In all, there are two characteristics possessed by the progressive waves. First one is all vibrating particles of the medium have same amplitude, period and frequency. All the vibrating particles of the medium have same amplitude, period and frequency. Second property is state of oscillation, that is phase, changes from particle to particle. State of vibration, that is phase, changes from particle to particle. And now let us see the next point, that is transverse and longitudinal waves. Transverse and longitudinal waves. So if you consider the progressive waves, they are classified into mainly two groups, that is transverse and longitudinal waves. The meaning of these two words is transverse means perpendicular and longitudinal means parallel. So from this, let us consider first one, that is transverse waves and its characteristics. Transverse waves and its characteristics. So if you consider the transverse waves, then what are the first transverse waves? So the waves in which the particles of the medium vibrate in a direction perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the waves are called as transverse waves. The waves in which the particles of the medium vibrate in a direction perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the waves are called as transverse waves, and therefore diagrammatically transverse waves will be shown like this. So in this case, the wave will be traveling from left to right in this direction. At that time, the vibrations of the particles of the medium will be in the up and down, that is perpendicular to this direction of propagation of the wave. And therefore, let us see the characteristics of these transverse waves. So if you consider the characteristics, then it will be stated as: first characteristics, all the particles of the medium in the path of wave vibrate in a direction perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the wave with same period and amplitude. Second characteristic, when transverse wave passes through a medium, the medium is divided into alternate crust and trough. So when transverse wave travel through the medium, then that medium will be divided into alternate crust and trough. The displacement towards positive side will be crust and displacement towards negative side will be trough, and therefore alternate crust and trough will be produced during the propagation of the transverse waves. Then third, a crust and adjacent trough form a cycle of transverse wave, and the distance between any two consecutive particles or points in phase in the same phase is called as wavelength of the wave. The distance between any two successive or consecutive points in the same phase is called as wavelength of the wave. And therefore in this diagram, point P and R are in the same state of vibration, that is they are moving in the upward direction. Similarly Q and S, these 2 points will be in the same state of vibration or in the same phase, and therefore distance between P and R or Q and S will be wavelength of that wave. Then next characteristic is fourth one, that is crust and troughs advance in the medium and they are responsible for transfer of energy. Fifth characteristic is transverse waves can travel through solids and on the surface of liquid only. They cannot pass through liquids and gases. Then sixth characteristic is when transverse waves advance or moves through a medium, there is no change in the pressure and density at any point of the medium. However, shape changes periodically. Then seventh characteristic is given as the transverse waves can be polarized, that is vibrations of particles of the medium are constrained or restricted to single plane. And eighth property possessed by transverse waves is, for the propagation of transverse waves, medium must possess elasticity of shape. Elasticity of shape. Then let us consider the next type of wave, that is longitudinal waves and its characteristics. So if you consider longitudinal waves, they will be shown like this. So in this case, some of the region are there at which the particles are crowded, then some of the regions will be there at which particles are widely separated. And therefore, if you consider the longitudinal waves, it will be defined as the waves in which the particles of the medium vibrate in a direction parallel to the direction of propagation of the wave are called as longitudinal waves. The waves in which the particles of the medium vibrate in a direction parallel to the direction of propagation of the wave are called as longitudinal waves. And therefore, in case of longitudinal waves, suppose that wave is again traveling from left to right. In this case, particles of the medium will vibrate to and fro, that is parallel to the direction of propagation of the wave. And now let us see the characteristics of these longitudinal waves. The first characteristic is all the particles of the medium along the path of the wave vibrate in a direction parallel to the direction of propagation of the wave. So in this case, the particles of the medium will vibrate in a direction parallel to the direction of propagation of the wave. Then second characteristic will be given as, so in this case the propagation of this wave will take place with same period as well as amplitude again. Then second characteristic is, when longitudinal waves passes through a medium, the medium is divided into regions of alternate compression and rarefaction. So during the propagation of longitudinal waves, alternate compressions and rarefactions will be formed. The region in which particles are crowded will be compression, and here the region at which particles are widely separated, it will be the rarefaction. Now one compression and one rarefaction will form cycle of longitudinal wave, and the distance between these 2 points again, P and R or Q and S, which are in the same state, will be the wavelength of this wave, and therefore its second characteristic will be given as, when longitudinal waves passes through a medium, the medium is divided into regions of alternate compression and rarefaction. Third characteristic is, a compression and adjacent rarefaction form one cycle of longitudinal wave, and the distance between any two consecutive particles having same phase or state of vibration is called wavelength of the wave. Then fourth characteristic is, for propagation of longitudinal waves, the medium should possess the property of elasticity of volume. Fifth property is, the compression and rarefaction are once in the medium and are responsible for transfer of energy. Then sixth characteristic, when longitudinal waves advance through the medium, there are periodic vibrations in or periodic variations in pressure and density. So pressure as well as density will vary, will change along the path of the wave and also with time. And the seventh property is given as, the longitudinal waves cannot be polarized, as the direction of vibration of particles and direction of propagation of the wave are same or parallel to each other. Therefore longitudinal waves cannot be polarized. So this will be regarding transverse waves and longitudinal waves.